From Nashville's WSM Radio, the original home of the Grand Ole Opry, this is a Coffee, Country, and Cody podcast.
Hey, it's Charlie Matos, and in this episode of our Coffee, Country, and Cody podcast, we visit with Colton Dixon, brand new acoustic version of his single. It's entitled My Light. We would talk about that and feature that music. We would look back at his Opry debut and share some great memories from that night, and of course, probably where most people first met him, American Idol. Enjoy our Coffee, Country, and Cody podcast with Colton Dixon.
We are catching up with Colton this morning. Colton Dixon, welcome back to Coffee, Country, and Cody. Thanks for getting up early.
Yeah, thanks for having me for a second time. I feel honored.
You, interestingly enough, we were just quickly catching up, and you're meeting your parents for breakfast.
That's right.
Loveless after the show.
That's
today.
right. It's going to be fun. It's going to be so fun.
Send them my love.
I will.
Love your mom and dad.
Are you still living in Murfreesboro, or did you move to the city?
We're in the city, south of the city, but we're in Nashville proper. Got a house there just before my wife and I got married 8 years ago. So, been in Nashville for a good while now.
Good timing on the real estate market.
Yes, that's right. That's right. That's right. Thank you, Lord.
So, catch us up on the kiddos. Kelly asked about them, and I'm thinking about it in so many families' lives today, including mine.
Yep.
Second generation. My granddaughter starts first grade today.
Oh,
Charlie's
man.
10-year-old son starts fifth grade.
Yeah.
But this will be it. I mean, fifth grade. I mean, after that, just really doesn't think he's going to find the academic challenge.
He's just dropping out.
Time to move on and
time to move
do
on.
that Lego thing that he has planned to.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
And stay at home, going to live at home.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, he's got it all planned out.
What is it he's
good.
doing with his Legos? How is he making a living?
We've yet to determine how that's going to happen, but it's that is the plan.
Hey,
So-
don't
The common
don't
denominator is
squash his
Legos,
dreams.
though.
Yeah,
I
yes,
get
that's
it.
the common denominator.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's a
yes.
good dream when I
Always
was in
fun to
fifth
step
grade.
on those in the middle of the night, by the way. Nothing like a spare Lego.
That's amazing.
So the twins are now.
Yeah, they're about to be 3 next week. They're 3, which is crazy.
Are we doing like Mom's Day Out or any kind of school programs?
They're
yet?
here for their birthday. I've got a
Okay.
show the day before in Franklin, so we're gonna party it up in Franklin that night.
Amazing.
So that'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, it's crazy. We haven't really decided what we're gonna do yet.
Okay.
So in town for a day. I've got shows sandwiching their birthday, so it's gonna be quick. But
That's fast.
yes.
And for
it's
people
fast.
who don't know, names?
Athens and Dior. We're millennials, so we kind of
They
went for it on
are-
the names.
Yes, you are.
They are stunning. They are the cutest kids.
They are. They take
truly.
after their mama.
Oh.
So they
How's Annie?
got
She
the good
good?
looks. Annie's awesome, doing so
Good.
good. Yeah, family's awesome. Thanks for asking.
I love that.
Where did the two of you meet?
Man, we met in California just after American Idol. Met at a venue on Sunset Boulevard, and thought she was really cute. And it's like God handed her over on a silver platter. What she wanted to do was what I was doing in life, and we hit it off and got married a little after 4 years. Yeah.
Sunset Boulevard, that's the Hollywood script, mister.
I know it, man. I know it. It's like a fairy tale, but it happened. So
And he found a good Christian girl on Sunset Boulevard. That's really, really out there. How did that happen?
I know it, right? That's hilarious.
So many things are running through my
I
mind.
know, right?
Yeah. On Wednesday of this week, you talked about Franklin on the 17th, and we're going to
Yes.
get to that. But Unity Music Festival, Muskegon, Michigan. That is
Yes.
Wednesday of this week. On Thursday, you'll be in Kirksville, Missouri, Colton Dixon and the Crossing Church.
Yep.
Riverview Band Shell in Clinton, Iowa on the 12th. And then the 17th, the reference you made on a Thursday, is the K-Love series at the Franklin Theater. So you're right here at home, huh?
I know, man. We rarely play here at home unless we're on a big tour running through Bridgestone Arena, which is always amazing to play. But it's going to be really exciting to have our own show, especially at the Franklin Theater. I grew up around here, and the Franklin Theater has always been really special to me. So that'll be a fun show.
So I did not grow up around here. I grew up in Rhode Island, just
Okay.
outside of Providence.
Yeah.
But when I pictured the South, that square in Franklin is exactly what it's the quintessential Southern square, and the theater is right at the heart of the whole thing.
You're
you know?
exactly
So,
right. Yeah, there's something so charming about that square. Yeah.
You've been working on new music, so tell us about Canvas.
Yeah, man, I've never been more proud to deliver songs before in my career. This entire project is just kind of said what I've always wanted to say and what my music is about, and that's I just want to be a blank canvas. I want God to tell His story through me in any way that He can, and all of these songs just hopefully deposit hope into people. I think we all need hope right now after these crazy years we've been in, and so excited for it finally to be here. It came out a couple months ago, and it's been so much fun to play these songs live, and songs like Build a Boat and My Light are on there, and we're going to have hopefully another single from there as well. So really, really excited about this EP.
What were the origins, the birth of your faith, if you will, as a kid growing up? Were you church folks? Did you find it on your own as a teen? Or?
Church kid, but I think there comes a point in everyone's life where you have to stop riding the coattails of your parents or your pastor, or your youth pastor, or whatever, and make faith your own. And for me, that was somewhere in high school. I gave my life to the Lord when I was pretty young. I was like 8 years old. But that was just kind of the tip of the iceberg for me. And man, I've just seen God come through in my life countless times. So it would seem silly to deny that He's real at this point. But
is there a for instance that you could share that somebody out there needs to hear this morning?
Yeah, man, we'll even just go to just before COVID. Kind of went through a season where I didn't know if music was still in the cards. Got dropped by my record label. And
well, you're a real artist now.
Yeah, I know. That's right. That's right.
You got some meat in the game now, baby.
That's right. That is exactly right. But honestly, like, had a lot of questions during that time because I felt called to music, you know? So it was kind of one of those, like, God, what's going on? What are you doing? Like, I know you've got a plan, but it's not fitting my plan, you know? So what's going on here? And we just continued to trust, you know, that He did have a better plan than we did. And lo and behold, we signed with Atlantic a few months later, and it's been the best season of my career in these 11, 12 years that I've been doing it. And yeah, God's good, and He's just come through time and time again for me.
Well, that's the whole thing about faith, right? I mean, it's pretty easy to have faith if everything's going great. It's
totally.
when you're challenged and you have your faith that it's rewarded sometimes.
That's exactly right. Yeah, it's in those seasons that your faith gets the opportunity to grow.
So you mentioned when you're in town, a lot of times you're playing the big house downtown on Broadway, Bridgestone Arena. But you got to play a pretty cool venue October of last year.
Yeah,
and tell your story and share your music on the Grand Ole Opry stage. Take me back to that night.
Man, that night feels like a dream. Everything about that night just ran so smooth.
Started with the introduction, right?
That was one heck of an introduction. Man, that was just...
Did he over-introduce you beyond recognition?
No, he made me seem way cooler than I actually am. That's the truth. Man, but yeah, it was just a special night. Had a lot of family and friends there, and the crowd, they were just so warm and inviting and supportive, and yeah, it was kind of a blur. But we walked off stage, and I just couldn't stop smiling, you know. And all my guys were just like, that was probably the coolest thing I've ever been a part of, you know. It was just a really special night.
Two-time Dove Award winner. 3  number-1 albums on the Billboard Christian chart, talking about getting... Maybe you should get dropped by your label more often. Because what follows is just
Let's not speak that into existence anytime soon.
I think Annie just called in and she's saying, no, please. Let's not do that.
Let's not do that again.
We've tested our faith once on that one.
Faith is real good right now.
Been there, done that,
Don't
got that
tested.
T-shirt.
That was the great Aaron Barker, songwriter, Hall of Famer, who had a career on Atlantic at one point in time. He said, I was on Atlantic, so was the Titanic. That's a great line.
That's fantastic.
Hey, set this up for us. It's the acoustic version of My Light that we are going to see all over the world on Circle Television and hear worldwide on WSM.
Man, I love this song. It comes from a pretty simple passage of Scripture. If you've been in church at all, you've probably heard it. Psalm 119, it says that God's Word is a lamp unto our feet, a light unto our path. And that's what the song's all about. Like, the world can never get too dark. Because we will always have God's Word to guide us through, to light the way, to light up a new path or a new way of thinking in our lives. And so special to work on this acoustic version with some amazing singers behind me. They really just elevate this song. And
is it a particular group of singers or just some folks you put together?
A few of them I met. A friend of mine named Tommy Prophet, who helped produce this acoustic version. He did a Christmas thing last year for a record he did, and a lot of these singers were there. So I got to meet them for the first time.
Oh, okay.
Was blown away by how amazing they were, and they agreed to come on and do this with me.
All
so
right.
it's amazing. Can't wait for you to see it.
New EP is Canvas from season 11 into our lives in living rooms on American Idol. Our guest, Colton Dixon.
When I'm out of hope, so lost and afraid, when I'm in the dark and can't seem to find my way, when I'm feeling lonely in the dead of the night, I remember the promise that you will be my light, my light. You will be my light.
Colton Dixon is with us this morning, and Thursday, the 17th, Franklin Theater. It's that K-Love series at the Franklin Theater. You got to see My Light, the acoustic version, with that choir back in the... It sounded like a choir. Actually, it was a quartet, but they had that much power.
Yes, yeah, they made me look real good on that video. They brought it up big time.
Sounded amazing.
And there's a brand new EP called Canvas. It's available wherever you buy, download, or stream your favorite music. The off-air conversation must make it on the air.
Let's do it.
So I have known Colton since before American Idol.
Yeah.
What year was that?
Oh gosh, I was still in high school.
Yeah.
I was.
Well, where did
finishing
you
high
guys
school.
meet? Because I thought you met in the audition.
He
line
was
at
auditioning for American Idol. He and
Okay.
his sister Sky, and
Right.
they were standing in line in front of Bridgestone Arena, and I was working for Fox 17 at the time,
That's right.
and I was just pulling people out randomly and having them sing for us to say, "Oh, look at all these people that are auditioning." And I pulled them out, and we became friends, and we've been friends ever since. And I've
true,
watched this entire ride for him. But I've also become friends with your parents,
Yep.
whom I absolutely adore.
They're the best.
And they are like these amazing entrepreneurs that have started all these different businesses.
Yep.
And one of the businesses that they started, they have an escape game in Murfreesboro, and then they also have the axe throwing place, which
That's
is
right.
like the hot new thing in town, right?
But
Yeah,
what were you
I
saying
know,
your
it's-
dad said to you? You were making plans to do something?
Yeah, I hit up my dad. You know, there's a new Mission Impossible movie coming out. I'm like, hey, Dad, do you want to go catch a movie? He's like, yeah, but we're going to have to go on Thursday, not Friday, because I leave for an axe throwing tournament in Indy on Friday. I'm like, wow. Like, what is
Next
life
level.
right now? Like,
Pretty much what every kid hears from their parents.
totally, right?
pretty
What you would
normal.
expect
Yeah.
as a child.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
my
fun.
parents are really great at throwing axes and knives, and
yeah.
they've been featured on ESPN, and it's crazy. It's just crazy.
But here's the question. Before you get to be really good at it, you're probably really bad at it.
You're-
How do you practice this without, like, having no arms?
You know
Like-
what? That's a great question, right?
I don't think anybody's standing there. It's not like
okay.
Reese is standing there and your dad is throwing knives at her.
Okay.
At least I don't think so. I mean, it's
Colton,
just like...
I've got bad news about your mother.
She's fine. She's
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Yeah, they're not throwing knives and axes at each other, at least to my knowledge.
Okay. All right.
So if we go back
whole different show.
to the Idol audition, so you didn't make the cut, if you will, when you and Skylar went the first time.
That's right.
But then what happened in between that and the next time when you did make the cut?
Oh man, a lot happened. I matured a lot as a person. Got over my ego quite a bit during that summer. Also had awesome opportunities. Got to go on the Ellen show and meet her, and she was so kind to let me do that. And I was kind of like, all right, my Idol journey's come to an end, so now it's time to make the most of it. But my sister wanted to audition again, so we went to support her, and I'm sure you remember all the craziness that ensued after that. We went into the room. Sister stepped in to audition, and before I knew it, she was poking her head back out, saying, hey, the judges want to see you again. And I'm like, oh, weird, okay, cool. Still completely naive to what was happening. And walked in, said hello. It was immediate guilt trip on why I wasn't auditioning again. And so I just started thinking on the inside, like, oh no, like I'm not about to crash my sister's audition. If I have to sing, I'm going through the list of approved songs to make TV just so I don't ruin that chance for her. Just all these thoughts in my head. And so I wound up singing. We both made it to Hollywood again that year. She made it just where I did the year previous, got cut just before live shows, which was such a heartbreak moment.
I was so sad at home. That broke my heart. Yeah.
I wasn't just sad. I was angry.
Yeah.
I was mad. But that was the year that I went on to do the tour and the top 10 and all that stuff. But crazy audition experience.
I'm curious, too, because we talked about faith in the first segment when things don't go well.
Yeah.
Faith is interesting when things go incredibly well, too, because you go from a few thousand people knowing who you are to like 22 million people watching the season premiere. That can mess with you, too. That's where faith really kind of keeps you going as well, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, you have to be grounded, in faith and honestly in just who you are as a person. Something like American Idol is so amazing. They provide so many opportunities and put you in front of so many people, but if you don't know who you are, they will determine who you are and kind of spoon feed you, a sheet, if you will, on what to say, how to say it, songs to sing, and they'll create something if you don't know. So it was important to me to know who I was, what I wanted to say, and I tried my best. Didn't always get it right, but did all right with it, and here we are.
Did you feel any pushback because you are CCM and those were the songs that you lean toward, and like you said, they're trying to make a TV show and they want people to tune in. So did you feel extra pressure because you weren't fitting into the pop genre or the country genre? You were in something that was a little bit outside of what they know how to do.
For sure. It wasn't necessarily pushback in a negative sense from them saying, we don't want you to be who you are authentically, which I was really surprised and appreciative of. They kind of gave a general, be careful if you go into religion or politics because it's going to divide people, which I agree with. It does. But it's who I am. It's who I've always been. And so I wasn't going to shy away from my faith. But there were definitely times where, for instance, I don't typically do a lot of country music. It's just not something that I do. I've had opportunities like the Opry and getting to be here with you guys that has kind of opened that door a little bit. But I remember singing Islands in the Stream with another contestant friend of mine, Skylar Lane, and was just like, what are we doing here, guys? Like, you just, this isn't... I don't know how this really fits what I'm doing here. Let's put the faith thing aside for a second. I'm kind of the rocker guy, on the show. So, but there were a couple moments like that. It's like, all right, I'll be a team player and we'll go along. And we'll do it for the duet. And, hopefully on the songs that I get to do by myself, I'll make them my own and make it clear. Like, this is fun. This is what I'm here to do.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, Kelly Clarkson's show, you mentioned Ellen a little earlier. You recently did that?
Yeah, man, I've always been a Kelly fan. She's had amazing songs. I've always appreciated how she's navigated a crazy world, and was honored that she would ask me to be on the show. And it was kind of during a time where it was just before all the writers, the union strike, and so we had to do it remote. But barely squeaked in. I'm glad that we did. We're able to do that, but hope I get the opportunity to meet her in person one day.
Following you on socials, you guys play for keeps out there, cornholing on the road, don't you?
That's right.
You got action photos up on your Facebook.
We throw some bags, man. Let's go. Where are the boards?
Is there an official distance for the board to be, or does it change depending on who sets up the course here?
There is an official distance, but it's escaping me right now. It's been a while since I've set up the boards. Okay. So it's escaping me, but there is.
Okay. You're very competitive.
I know. I am competitive. Oh, we were just talking escape games earlier.
Yeah.
Well, just look at his face and his form on his Facebook page.
Oh, I know. I had to play ping pong against him. We did a whole ping pong thing. Do you remember? I don't remember where we were. It was somewhere out on tour, but I had to take off, face off against him, and I thought, oh, this will be fun for the cameras. No, he came for blood.
I don't mess around on the table.
No, he did.
That's Old Testament.
Quote of the day. That's awesome.
Thanks for coming to see us, Colton.
Oh, thank you for having me.
We close with Colton, Gabby Barrett, Bill DeBoat.
I've been wandering through the desert, ain't seen a cloud in forever over me. but I believe your rain is coming.
I've been hanging on to high hopes, 'cause you're the one who's making dry bones come to life. You're the light I put my trust in.
Thanks for listening to the Coffee, Country, and Cody podcast. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And please leave us a 5-star review. This podcast was produced through the facilities of WSM Radio in Nashville, Tennessee. The hosts of Coffee, Country, and Cody are Bill Cody, Charlie Matos, and Kelly Sutton. Producer Eric Markham. WSM General Manager and Director of Content and Programming, J. Patrick Tittle. Copyright 2023. Opry Entertainment Group Holdings, LLC.